Mo-fan is just a regular middle school student. He's envious of Mu-bai, who was born into a good family and gets good grades. Unlike Mo-fan, Mu-bai can dream about the future and has a choice in which high school he'll attend. After school, Mo-fan visits an old man in the woods, whom he affectionately refers to as Gramps. Sadly, the old man is in a bad state and is dying. Despite Mo-fan's urge to call an ambulance, the old man stops him, insisting that his time has come. Shortly before passing away, he hands Mo-fan a divine pendant that will forever change his life. When Mo-fan wakes up the next morning, he witnesses people flying and discussing magic. At first, he believes he's hallucinating, but when he sees his physics professor utilizing magic instead of physics knowledge, he realizes that his world has completely turned upside down. Mo-fan now exists in an alternative reality of magic. He is being taught magic in school, but like in the ordinary realm, he is still struggling. However, he now has a clear mission. He wants to become a magician. But before that, he knows he needs to educate himself. Mo-fan goes to the library to learn more about the realm he now exists in. He discovers that society has been divided into two groups, magicians and ordinary citizens. Ordinary citizens are responsible for manufacturing, while magicians protect them from invasion and harm, making them the heroes of the world. Mo-fan also learns that in order to become a magician, he needs to undergo magic awakening, which can only be done in high school. With his desire to get his life on track, he confides in his father about his aspiration. Hesitant, his father, who still seems to be struggling even in this realm, questions Mo-fan if he is sure about his decision. After finishing his exams, Mo-fan discusses his plans after graduation. He expresses his desire to attend Tianlan Magic High School. As his friend goes to buy drinks, Mo-fan overhears his father's voice. His father is pleading with a man named Mu-hei, begging him to allow Mo-fan to attend Tianlan Magic High School. The tuition is too expensive for their family to afford. Despite the humiliation, Mo-fan's father promises to move out of the Mujia house and ensure that Mo-fan never sees Mu Ningshui again. Eventually, upon hearing that offer, Mu-hei agrees to help. This encounter leaves Mo-fan infuriated. When Mo-fan reaches his father, he learns that he will indeed be able to attend Tianlan Magic High School. He thanks his father and expresses his appreciation. Determined to become a great magician, better than all of them, Mo-fan wants to help his father escape their cruel reality. Mo-fan and his friend Xiaoho make their way to Tianlan, where they encounter Mu-bai and his friend. The latter mock Mo-fan for supposedly getting in through the back door. Undeterred, they attend the opening ceremony, where the headmaster emphasizes the existence of dangerous beasts outside the safety of the city walls. The headmaster then expresses his hopes that they will become rising stars of their generation. Excitement fills the air as everyone in their class eagerly awaits their magic awakening. The first to go is Mu-bai, who hails from a family with a powerful ice element. If he manages to get the same element, he would have an upper hand. As he places his hand on the globe, his element is immediately revealed, ice. After Mu-bai, it is finally Mo-fan's turn to awaken his element. Mo-fan is feeling a bit apprehensive due to the demeaning comments made by Jo Kun-san and the teacher's confirmation that some people have failed to awaken their magic before. As Mo-fan places his hand over the globe, he is transported to his soul realm, where a star cluster appears, an indication that his magic has awakened. He had awakened the lightning element. When Mo-fan finally returns to reality, he sees that the globe reveals his element as fire. Everyone around him watches in utter disbelief. Jo Kun-san can't help but question how someone like Mo-fan could awaken such a powerful element. As everyone looks at Mo-fan with newfound respect, he wonders what their reaction would be if they knew that he had also awakened the lightning element. Not only does he possess dual elements, but they are also two of the most powerful ones. Mo-fan feels a surge of confidence, believing that fate is on his side. He is determined to become the strongest magician, so that no one will ever dare to look down on him or his father again. With the awakening of their magic complete, the class now moves on to the next step, learning how to control and unleash their newfound powers. A month later, all of the students begin to learn the 3 steps required to release magic. The first step is meditation, which involves focusing all of one's attention and concentration. Over the past 2 months, everyone has diligently practiced meditation, but Mubai has already started training in taking control. The second step, taking control, proves to be the most challenging. The stars in each magician's star cluster move around randomly, and they must be controlled and arranged into a star path. For Mofan, despite his efforts, it seems that he can only control 3 stars at the moment. After school, he hurries to meet his younger sister, Shinxia, and accompanies her home. Mofan is determined to practice and organize his star path, but he consistently gets stuck on the last star. Suddenly, he realizes that Shinxia's classes must have ended and rushes to the park entrance where they had arranged to meet. Upon reaching the entrance, he frantically searches for Shinxia but doesn't find her there. Instead, he discovers her on the ground by the swing, out of her wheelchair. As Mofan moves to pick her up, he is abruptly stopped by some individuals who tell him to leave the girl alone, claiming that she now belongs to their boss. Without hesitation, Mofan throws a punch, igniting a fight. In the midst of the chaos, Shinxia yells for Mofan to leave, recognizing that there are too many of them. But just as she utters those words, one of the men strikes Mofan forcefully on the head with a bat. Mofan lies on the ground, injured, gathering enough energy to ignite his magic. A massive lightning strike illuminates the area as Mofan rises to his feet. The thugs are thoroughly taken aback and overcome by fear. Mofan warns them never to harass his sister again, and they quickly promise to steer clear of her. Shinxia is both fascinated and concerned to discover that her brother is a magician. She questions how he was able to unleash his magic within just 6 months of awakening it. She ponders whether he learned it from the Black Vatican. Unaware of who the Black Vatican is, Mofan returns to his dorm and delves into research about them. It turns out that the Black Vatican is a tight-knit group of magicians known for threatening the security of nations. They are responsible for numerous disasters, and their true motives remain unknown. Mofan discovers that they employ forbidden techniques to accelerate a magician's power development. Armed with this knowledge, Mofan decides it is safer to keep his powers concealed for the time being. The students are introduced to their new practical magic teacher, whose beauty surprises everyone. She specifically asks about those who possess the fire element, which brings Mofan to her attention. She inquires about the students' ability to control their star paths, prompting Jo Kunsan to sing praises for Mubai, stating that he is just 1 star away from being able to cast magic. The teacher acknowledges Mubai's excellence and senses immense potential in Mofan. She then informs the class that they will have end-of-term examinations soon. Those who fail will have to leave the school, while those who excel will be placed in the top class next year and have the opportunity to use the Stardust Magic device. Upon learning about the Stardust Magic device, Mofan becomes determined to do whatever it takes to get into the top class. Meanwhile, Mubai devises a plan, realizing that she will be present for the examinations and he cannot let Mofan take first place. On the day of the exam, everyone's attention is on Mu Ningxue. A prominent member of the Mu family branch, she is a marvel in the world of magic. Mu Ningxue was selected by the Imperial Magic Academy for a special admission at the age of 15. As the candidates prepare for the examination, Mubai's mind wanders back to the events of the previous night. His father had urged him not to disappoint him, particularly with Mu Ningxue's presence. The weight of expectation hangs heavy on Mubai's shoulders, but he remains determined. He assures his father that Mofan won't be sticking around for long. The moment of truth arrives as Mubai is called to face the examination. He places his hand on the mystical globe. Suddenly, an intense burst of light emanates from the orb, leaving everyone awestruck. Mubai has earned 3 S's, the highest score yet. However, amidst the astonishment, Mu Ningxue remains unimpressed, considering his feat merely average. Mubai embarks on his next set of tests. With remarkable skill, he launches a powerful ice attack towards his target, executing it flawlessly. After witnessing Mubai's performance, it is finally Mo Fan's turn to face the examination. As Mobai meets with his father after completing his tests, there is a sense of pride and accomplishment in the air. His father assures him that no one will be able to surpass his exceptional results. He also inquires if Mo Fan completed the task assigned to him, to which Mo Fan confidently responds affirmatively. However, as Mo Fan places his hand on the glowing globe, something unexpected occurs. The orb fails to emit any light. Does this mean Mo Fan has failed the test? The examiners swiftly assess his performance and award him a D, indicating failure. Mo Fan desperately pleads with the instructors, arguing that the malfunctioning orb is the reason for his result. He begs for another chance to prove himself. Unfortunately, despite his pleas, the instructors stand firm in their decision. His teacher, with unwavering belief in Mo Fan's potential, steps in to intervene. When Ms. Tang Yue steps forward and alerts the instructor about the anomaly surrounding the orb, it becomes clear that something is amiss. Upon investigation, it is discovered that the shadow stone had been placed beneath the orb. The headmaster immediately assures Mo Fan that this matter will be dealt with appropriately, allowing him to go ahead with re-examination. As Mo Fan places his hands on the orb once again, his innate power proves to be so immense that it surpasses the orb's capacity to measure it. In the midst of this intensity, a worry lingers in Mubai's mind. He wonders if he will be exposed for his involvement in placing the shadow stone beneath the orb. Yet, to his relief, his father quickly assures him that he will handle the situation discreetly, ensuring that it remains buried. Once Mo Fan completes his re-examination, Mu Zhuoyun, Mubai's father, approaches him and extends an unexpected invitation for Mo Fan to train at their grand manor. He promises superior resources and opportunities for growth. However, Mo Fan's deep-seated anger overflows at the mere sight of him. Mo Fan refuses Mu Zhuoyun's offer. The unexpected rejection leaves everyone in disbelief. The headmaster, seeking to mediate, attempts to negotiate with Mo Fan, emphasizing the immense power and growth his magic abilities could achieve with the aid of someone as influential as Mu Zhuoyun. However, Mo Fan remains steadfast, not willing to listen to the man who had humiliated his father. A fierce argument ensues between Mo Fan and Mu Zhuoyun, captivating the spectators who clutch their seats, watching the tension unfold. In a turn of events, it is revealed to Mu Zhuoyun that it was Mo Fan who had abducted the young miss 3 years ago. Finally, Mu Ningxue intervenes, her voice cutting through the palpable tension. Mo Fan expresses his regret and bitterness over once believing her words, asserting that all members of the Mu family are cut from the same ugly cloth. Both Mo Fan and Mu Ningxue launch attacks at each other, but before the situation escalates further, her father steps in, proposing a duel between his son and Mo Fan, considering they are the same age. Seizing the opportunity, Mo Fan agrees to the duel. After the students are sorted, Mo Fan naturally ends up in the top class, securing his position as the first-placed candidate. His classmates engage in discussions, puzzled by how someone who had appeared so ordinary in the past could achieve such a remarkable feat. Meanwhile, Mubai, filled with bitterness, grapples with being placed second in the rankings. Finally, the teacher walks into the classroom and introduces the students to the Starburst magic device, a machine designed to nurture the user's spirit and soul while alleviating the fatigue caused by meditation. As the top-ranked student, Mo Fan is given one of the devices, but Mubai lowers his excitement by downplaying its significance, calling it nothing more than an ordinary grade device. On his way to the dormitory with Xiaoho, Mo Fan inquires about magic devices, eager to expand his knowledge. It is during this conversation that he learns about the varying grades of magic equipment. He discovers that spirit-grade equipment carries more than double the power of ordinary-grade devices, highlighting the crucial role that quality plays in enhancing one's magical abilities. Amidst these discussions, Xiaoho poses a question to Mo Fan, asking if he feels confident about his impending duel, scheduled to take place 3 years from now. Mo Fan, with unwavering determination, responds positively, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Mo Fan faces a mishap as he accidentally breaks his Stardust device. Panic washes over him as he recalls the professor's warning that breaking the device would result in expulsion. In his frantic state, he contacts Ms. Tang Yue for assistance and reveals the unfortunate incident. Ms. Tang Yue rushes to Mo Fan's dormitory. Mo Fan explains how the device shattered when it came into contact with the pendant he had received from the old man. As she closely examines the broken device, Ms. Tang Yue makes a surprising discovery. It is a growth-type magic device. She explains to Mo Fan that a growth-type magic device not only possesses the same effects as other Stardust devices, but also has the unique ability to absorb the capabilities of other Stardust devices, thereby enhancing its own power. Mo Fan's curiosity is piqued, and he asks if it can transform into spirit-grade equipment. To his astonishment, Ms. Tang Yue confirms that it can. Intrigued by these revelations, Ms. Tang Yue confronts Mo Fan, questioning how he managed to obtain such a powerful treasure. Upon being questioned by Tang Yue, Mo Fan chooses to withhold the true origins of the locket, fabricating a story that it is a family heirloom. This ploy allows him to maintain possession of the pendant without revealing its true significance. Tang Yue, however, reveals another surprising detail. The pendant holds a powerful bond with Mo Fan, making any attempt to take it from him pointless. Although connected to Mo Fan, the pendant remains useless without a soul essence, which can only be obtained by slaying monsters. Excitement courses through Mo Fan at the prospect of strengthening his pendant by engaging in monster hunts. However, Tang Yue cautions him, emphasizing that killing monsters is not as easy as he imagines. She reassures him that he will have numerous opportunities while completing his practical training in the future. She advises him to exercise caution, as the dangers he faces extend beyond the examination itself. Half a year passes, and the time for their practical training finally arrives. The students gather at the Suifeng Mountains military post. The students are assigned their task by their instructor, Zhan Kong. They're taken aback when they receive a bounty posting, as even the easiest bounties usually require at least 3 or 4 years of experienced hunters to complete. Zhan Kong, however, dismisses their concerns and explains that if even one of them successfully completes the task, the entire class will receive an A grade. If not, the whole class will fail. Additionally, those who complete the task will be rewarded with a defensive magic item. The next day, the students are divided into teams, with Mo Fan leading Team 1. They venture through the woods for 10 days until they finally reach a cliff. As they stand at the edge of the cliff, the students contemplate how they can cross it. Mo Fan suggests that Xiaohou utilizes his wind abilities to secure a rope on the other side of the cliff, providing them a means to cross. Xiaohou skillfully executes the task, allowing Mo Fan's team to safely make their way across. Meanwhile, Zhan Kong's associates express doubts about the students' ability to complete the task, especially considering the presence of dangerous beasts in the valley. However, Zhan Kong assures them that he dealt with the one-eyed wolves long ago. Unbeknownst to them, he commands Bai Yang to summon a monster there, wanting to teach the students the harsh realities of being a magician. As the students continue their journey through the forest, Zhan Kong senses someone approaching and launches an attack, only to discover that it's Mubai's group. Mo Fan suggests that they should travel as a single group now that their paths have crossed, but Mubai is not interested in the offer. Suddenly, vines emerge from the ground, wrapping around their group members and lifting them high into the sky. In a swift response, Mo Fan and Mubai use their powers of ice and fire to rescue their trapped comrades. With their groups now merged, they continue their journey and finally arrive at the Herbage Valley. As a loud growl resonates through the air, Mo Fan wonders if they have reached their assigned task. The beast finally reveals itself. It's the one-eyed demon wolf. The students quickly assemble and coordinate their efforts to defeat the wolf. They launch attack after attack, but it seems to only anger the terrifying creature. Suddenly, one of the students realizes that Yu, another member of their group, has gone missing. The students muster their strength, launching powerful attacks at the one-eyed demon wolf. Just when they believe they have dealt a fatal blow, the wolf rises up again, more furious than ever. Amidst the chaotic battle, they finally locate Heiyu, who had become trapped between rocks. Dividing their efforts, Mubai and Xiaohao rush to rescue Heiyu, while Mofan and his companions continue their assault on the relentless wolf. With Heiyu safely rescued, their sole task now remains to defeat and kill this formidable creature. The students quickly flee towards the mouth of the valley, believing that the wolf cannot reach them there. They sprint, with Mofan narrowly escaping a vicious attack from the monster. Finally, they reach the apparent safety of the valley's entrance, relieved that they have managed to elude the creature. However, their relief is short-lived as the wolf miraculously climbs its way up and continues to pursue them. In response, Mofan unleashes a powerful attack called Flames of Fire, leaving the other students astonished. They wonder how he could perform such an advanced level 2 magic at his current skill level. Even Zhankong's comrades shower Tang Yue, Mofan's teacher, with compliments for her students' remarkable progress. Amidst this commotion, it becomes clear that something has gone terribly wrong. Concerned, one of the comrades urges Zhankong to recall the summoned being as it has become uncontrollable. After Mofan's powerful attack, the students are relieved to find themselves safe. However, their exit has been blocked, leaving them stranded. Mofan quickly devises a plan with Xiaohao to lure the monster into a nearby cave and trap it there. Meanwhile, the teacher becomes furious with the instructor, questioning how such a situation could have occurred. They feel betrayed as they were promised there wouldn't be any problems like this. In response, Zhankong asserts that this is his territory and he will take charge of resolving the situation. He quickly assembles his team and sets off to rescue the students. Back in the Herbage Valley, Mofan and Xiaohao execute their plan. Xiaohao successfully leads the creature into the cave, and now it's up to Mofan to deal with it. Once the beast is cornered in the cave, Mofan urges Xiaohao to escape and assures him that he can handle the monster alone. Though hesitant, Xiaohao eventually agrees and leaves. Now alone with the beast, Mofan gathers all his power and begins his relentless assault. He summons a lightning seal and strikes down hard on the beast, producing a sound that catches Xiaohu's attention outside the cave. Xiaohu wonders how Mofan is capable of generating lightning. In the midst of the battle, the beast manages to land a blow on Mofan, leaving him injured on the ground. Just as the beast believes victory is inevitable, Mofan coolly launches a final attack. The stalactites from the ceiling to come crashing down on the beast, ultimately killing it. After the beast perishes, its soul essence travels to Mofan's pendant. In a worried frenzy, Xiaohou enters the cave and finds the lifeless creature. He is immensely proud of his friend's bravery in taking on such a formidable task. Xiaohou helps Mofan up and carries him back to the group. Shortly after, the instructor arrives, and the Xiaohou eagerly inform him about the beast. Proudly, Xiaohou declares that Mofan, their courageous friend, managed to slay the creature. The instructor and his comrades are left in disbelief. To verify the truth, Xiaohou suggests that they can go to the cave and see for themselves. Mofan and the rest of the group are escorted back to the camp. Mofan is questioned about how he managed to defeat such a beast. Once again, Xiaohou interrupts, singing praises for his friend. As promised, Zhankong awards all the students with a grade A. Mofan earns the respect and admiration of his peers. Mofan approaches the instructor to claim the promised defensive magic equipment. Fulfilling his promise, the instructor hands him the device. However, as Mofan looks at it on his way back to high school, he begins to wonder if he had been deceived. Back at the military post, the commander requests a report on the exercise involving the Tianlan High School students. He orders Bai Yang to assemble a squad for a thorough search of the area and its surroundings, feeling a sense of unease. During his summer vacation, Mofan realizes that he only has one more year at high school before the approaching day of the duel. He acknowledges the need to improve his abilities, as he relied on catching the beast off guard in his previous victory. Mofan believes that the defensive item he received could help him enhance his defensive techniques. Curiosity drives him to test it out. As he throws the item into the air, a large skeleton emerges and envelops him, creating a shield. Mo Fan wonders about the true capabilities of the device and begins his exploration. With the defensive shield, he no longer has to worry about his defense. He's equipped with a piece of defensive equipment. He can control 2 different elements. While he has achieved a decent level of skill, his training rate is far too slow. He needs to up his game. If only his little loach were a spirit-grade Stardust equipment, then he realizes that he can feed it soul essence to make it stronger. However, when he reaches the soul essence shop, even with a discount, a soul essence is priced at 5 million yuan. Even if he sells his defensive equipment, he would never be able to afford it. On his way out, he comes across a flyer for an urban demon hunting squad recruitment. He decides to apply, hoping it will provide him with real combat experience and the chance to obtain some soul essence. When he arrives at the recruitment venue, he sees that it is packed with people. It's finally his turn for the interview, and the interviewer inquires about his experience. His question is met with silence, which angers him. How could Mo Fan apply without any real experience? The interviewer's associate asks him to ease up, and he does. He then asks Mo Fan about his elemental affinity, and Mo Fan decides to answer with the more powerful one, thunder. Finally, his answer grabs some attention. Once Xu Dahuang learns that Mo Fan's element is thunder, he dismisses everyone, declaring that they have found a suitable applicant. He introduces Mo Fan to his entire squad, which consists of mages from different elemental backgrounds: fire, water, wind, ice, earth, and now, with Mo Fan, a lightning mage too. The deputy leader, Cal Tang, bluntly tells Mo Fan that if his ability doesn't match theirs, he can leave. Li Wenji steps in to defuse the situation and warmly welcomes Mo Fan to the group. Xu Dahuang, the leader, then informs Mo Fan that there's no time to settle in because they have a mission to attend to. Though taken aback, Mo Fan is ready. This can be a chance for him to prove himself. A girl has been missing from Min Wen Girls' Middle School for an entire week. Mo Fan suddenly realizes that it's been that long since he last contacted Xinxia. Worried, he asks for a phone to try and reach her. When she doesn't pick up, he rushes out the door, informing the squad that he will meet up with them later. Mo Fan rushes to Xinxia's residence while continuously trying to contact his sister, but there's no response. Finally reaching the residence, he starts banging on the door, but no one opens up. Inquiring with the neighbors about his sister and describing her, he realizes they're staring blankly at him, only to point out that she's right behind him. Relief washes over him, and he tightly embraces her. Xinxia is confused by his behavior, but he reveals that a girl from her school went missing and he thought it was her. Xinxia clarifies that the missing girl is from Lin Yun'er's class. She saw her at the library the day she disappeared, and upon leaving the library, she had smelled something strange coming from the cafeteria. When she noticed something eerie staring back at her, she rushed home as fast as she could. Could it be that the creature got Lin Yun'er? Mo Fan assures Xinxia that he will bring Lin Yun'er back now that he has joined the urban demon hunting squad. He meets up with the squad at Minwen Girls' School and shares the information he has learned while keeping his sister's identity a secret. They decide to split up and search for clues, with Mo Fan taking charge of the cafeteria area.
Hey viewers, subscribe for more.